Hello, you level grinding cats and dolls out there in YouTube land. I'm the AntiHeroDrink, and as always, gamers, thank you for clicking on this mug for your RPG news or RPG content in general at RPG Mayhem, where I, coincidentally, do RPG content all the time. Well, not all the time, but that's all I'm about is that RPG content. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me while you traverse whatever land you're traversing, crawling whatever dungeon you're crawling, or just grinding out another level. Thanks, gamers. So let's jump right into this video. Meaningful female characters in RPG video games. If you don't know, I have a big heart. There you go. You should see that heart for J-style RPGs in general. So I'm gonna try to keep this mainly J-style focused. Not all the characters are leads. Most of them are supports. But if you're just looking for games with leads and supports, or just female characters that own every single second they have of screen time, here's some games I would recommend in general. Play Kendoku, play Parasite Eve, 1 and 2 naturally. 3 does not exist in the subject. Play Wild Arms 3, but in general, the Wild Arms series is bad fucking ass. In general. Valkyrie Profile, Xenosaga, if you have the taste for it, naturally. Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy X-2, and Final Fantasy XIII and its little continuations. Radiata Story, badass video game, definitely recommend. Persona 2, again, like Wild Arms, the series is badass. And Tales of Symphonia, Death's Gaia, Dragon's Crown, and why do I constantly want to say Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance? I want to go say Odin Sphere. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, still pretty good fucking RPG. And it has a female in it. And she is a protagonist. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Definitely check that out. You even got a Western Star RPG. I'm just doing it all. Okay, but in general, breaking into the heart of the video. Talking about female protagonists, it took me a while to go think of like what was the ideal of a female protagonist or a female lead, like what qualities would she have to have. And if you haven't seen this, I don't know what rock you're like living under, but I constantly thought of Asuna from Sword Art Online. Like she was a badass female character that owned every single second of screen time she was given. Her character was defined. She was not somebody defined by the main protagonist. She was not some love interest, and she damn sure wasn't a damsel in distress. Asuna kicked fucking ass. She took fucking names. She had as much fun and contributed as much as she could to the story as the lead protagonist. Of course, he got a little bit more screen time, obviously. But all in all, she was a great, fantastic character and a main contributor of Sword Art Online Season 1. I don't know why they did with her after that, and it just sucks. But yeah, that's what I was looking for when I was looking at female characters in RPG video games. What did they contribute? How did they contribute? And why are they memorable? And the characters I kind of stumbled across were characters like Etna and Flan from Death's Gaia. Again, these are supporting characters, I know that, but they own every single second of screen time they're giving gamers. You love Etna and Flan if you played Death's Gaia. Their interactions with Laharo and just matching his energy are great. Just the trinity that Nippon Ichi made of these characters is phenomenal. They're just as over the top and just as excited as your main protagonist. And Death's Gaia and Our Darkness would be a completely different game if you didn't have Etna and Flan. If you didn't have Etna scheming behind Laharo's back and her mind being the lead protagonist of the game, and Laharo and Flan are pawns that she could use, from Flan's ditchiness to one-sidedness, just to her drop your jaw moments and saying the most randomest things in battle. These characters brought a unique and fresh, tongue-in-cheek humor to battle, and they all fed off of each other. They were always fun to have in your party, and they were always fun to use. And in the same regards, I have to go give credit to the ladies of Eternal Sinatra for the same thing. They're not as fun, because it's not like a really fun, laugh out loud game. It has its moments, however, but the characters are serious. They bring their own unique energy, their own unique aspects, and They bring it. They own every single second of screen time they're given. Their characters are defined. They are unique. You can tell them apart. You can go tell why they're there. They have their own motives, aspirations, and dreams, and that is set out through the story of Eternal Sinatra. So once again, these ladies do own every single second of screen time they have. So if you're looking for something more serious, something more on the darker side of video games, because that's where I really love RPGs that aren't afraid to pull any punches and just give you a raw hitting story, gamers, then these are some games that still give you a female protagonist with a more darker, edgier story. Of course, to start off this list, I have to go mention Parasite Eve. You know this game, you love this game. If you're an RPG player like myself, you've heard of Parasite Eve. It's the phenomenal brick house of horror RPG video games that everybody loves. The main character steps up and kills it with this phenomenal story. She evolves into a character that is fitted to go be the lead protagonist of the game. She evolves and excels at every single challenge that the game throws her way. It's a fun and well-received game that you should definitely check out if you already haven't played it, and I don't know why you haven't already played it. Great game. But the one I really want to talk about is Kendoku for the PlayStation 1 as well. Love the jewel case. Fucking beautiful. But Kendoku, in the same regard as Parasite Eve, is a horror RPG video game. In Kendoku, however, I will note that it is a party-based system game, so you have other characters that are contributing to the story, but Kendoku kills it. She owns all her screen time. She is the integral pivot in this game that excels everything that's going to go on. She steps up to any situation. Her attitude is always, I'm ready for whatever comes my way. And she handles the hard and the intricate story decisions throughout the game. She's a phenomenal character who stands on her own. And she isn't defined by anybody else in the game. She's her own intricate pivotal character. And that's what makes Kendoku such a phenomenal game. Definitely, if you're into the horror survival RPG-ish setting, or if you're into deeper, grittier stories that are dark, you need to check out Kendoku. It is a dark RPG with horror elements. It's just phenomenal. It's really fucking fun and it's really fucking cool. And you should definitely check it out. And again, she is a female character that is killing it in that game. Next game I want to go talk about naturally is Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. Love this game. Another game, party-based system, but you have a female character, and like any other game, kills it, steps up into a role. It's a really fun and cool Persona game, and if you're a fan of the Persona series, you owe it to yourself to play some of the older ones, because in my opinion, they're a lot darker than the ones we're getting like with Persona 5 and Persona 4. Like those older ones, those are really dark. Like start at Lucifer's Call or Nocturne and work your way down, like really dark games. But Persona 2, fun game, interesting, has great characters, and again, you're playing as a female lead. For other games, like I mentioned, like the Tell series and so forth and so on, there are great games that have female characters in pivotal roles, contributing to the overall story of the game in and at itself. Like in Radiata's Story, which is a phenomenal RPG you should play. I don't want to give too much away, but your main character gets to a pivotal point in the story, and the female protagonist in the game, you make a decision that's just going to go change the overall outcome of the game. And it's fantastic, it's fun, and it's definitely something you should check out and look into. All in all, I did this just to go throw out some ideas of games that have some pretty cool characters. Whether or not you choose any of these games or you just say, fuck this video, it's really up to you, but these games offer out characters that are not in the game because it needed a female to be the lead. They all step up to the plate. They all add something to the story, the overall experience, or just the plot, or just the intricacy of the game. They all add something to it. They're all memorable, and they all leave their mark on the game. If I missed any game that you want to go give recognition to that had a great story, female protagonist in it, please leave a comment below listing out that game and why, and I'll get to it as fast as possible. One other thing, gamers, if I could ask you, could you please hit a like and a thumbs up on this video and share it among your friends, because I am trying to grind. I'm grinding my ass off to be the biggest RPG channel on YouTube, and anything you do Like listening to the video, liking, and subscribing helps a lot. Thank you for tuning in,